Today, I want to do something that I haven't done in a very long time. I mean, the last time I did something like this was just a video in which I put a compilation of all hidden achievements in BT6 in a single video. And today, I actually want to redo one of those achievements, which is called Josh's Constant. And I want to redo it with a slightly different setup and with a slightly different set of towers. I want to adapt it for, I guess, the new day BT6. So first off, let me try and figure out the start. So we're doing this on Infernal, and I have a plan for every part of the game. So let's see how this thing is gonna do. So first off, what are we doing with this boomerang? So usually what I would do is I would buy Quincy, but I actually, wait, is this thing gonna defend? What am I doing? Please pop that. Oh my god, it got in the way back. That's amazing. Okay, let's go on last now. So usually I would place Quincy, and I know for a fact that Quincy defends. Let's get that. Oh my god, no way. What if I just leave it on first? Yeah, there we go. I just left it on first. That's all it took. Okay, let's give it the range so you can reach this track and see if this thing can defend. It would be very surprising if it defends. This is just a single 0-1-1 boomerang, and I will be very surprised if it defends, because we're gonna have green balloons, especially on the. What are we doing? So I want to get a sub, but we're gonna have the money to buy the sub, but it's not gonna do anything because everything is coming out from the bottom. So red hot ranks, I guess, and we snipe these guys. We one shot the blue balloons. But then this is going to have to be round 9 by itself, so is it gonna do it? Yeah, let's see. Are we getting the fast ranks? I mean, we are gonna get the money, but I feel like if it defends, because this round is just green balloons, so if it defends, it's actually gonna defend, because the rank is, oh yeah, look at that. So it's going back and it's hitting this track. So look at that, it's gonna go back and boom, it hits there. Okay, so this next round is going to be blue balloons only, so that means that we're gonna one-shot them. So I think that this might be the time that we get the sub and we get this thing going. I'm not doing anything, but for some reason this is somehow, I mean, these ranks are flying and they're somehow defending, but I don't think that this is gonna last very long. Yeah, we're gonna need to do something about this. Okay, so round 12 seems to be a problematic one, so let's have this thing on last actually. Maybe this is going to help because the angle is very nice for these ranks, and then maybe when these yellow balloons are coming out, yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's the only thing that I needed to do. I needed to just get it on. Okay, we need to go on first right now. And oh my god, those were... How is this thing even defending? I have no idea. I have no idea how the round happened. But that means that we're going to be able to get Striker Jones on this one. And hopefully Striker Jones can reach the bot. I think he will. So let's just not mess up the placement. Let's get him over. Yeah, let's get him over there and that should be fine. There we go. So the overall idea for Josh's Content is that it's an achievement in which you need to spend over $41,000 on a single spike factory. And the way that we used to do this in the past is by getting the perma spike, which was, it was actually very OP. It was a very strong tower in general. It still is a decent tower, but the thing is that it's not as good as it used to be. And the carpet spike nowadays is actually, it's gotten very buffed. And wait, hold on, are we? Yeah, we're fine. And the Carpet Spikes is a tower that got very much buffed, and I would like to try and do the achievement with the Carpet Spikes. And actually we have a very good excuse, especially this track, because you have to do it on an expert map, but I have a very good excuse to buy the bottom path, which is the 052, because if you guys know how that thing works, when you get the Smart Spikes upgrade, it's only going to throw the, I'm talking about the passive and the active ability, it's only going to throw the spikes on the track which currently has balloons, and that is perfect for this map because they alternate, they go top and bottom. Okay, let me get the air burst because I lost in this round a couple of times. So I was kind of trying to save money, but that is not looking like it's a good idea. So we are gonna need a little bit of cash for the camo balloon. And how are we dealing with this one? I mean, probably like, what, can I get like a dark monkey, just like a single dart like that? And that's gonna be a spoiler for the sub as well. I think that's good. This is like a temporary choice. Where do I want to have the mortar and where do I want to have the spike? So I think the mortar goes on the left side and the spike goes on the right, just because it's kind of a natural spot. But then the spike is probably not going to be getting buffed by anything. It's mostly going to be the abilities. So I feel like this is probably the time in which we can just buy the druid. I'm also going to give it the Hearthstone. This is actually a very good map for this druid, even though it's an expert one. So usually because these expert maps, they have multiple tracks, getting this thing is not going to be as effective. But because it's 2 tracks, but they alternate, I feel like this is actually like a decent tower in this specific map. And then let's try and figure out the camo section. I think I'm just going to do one more dart, honestly. And the dart is going to be a spoiler for the sub. The sub is going to be able to clean out, I guess, all the camo balloons up until... If we keep this up as a 202, I think it's going to be able to deal with all the camo balloons up until... like what, maybe 42, maybe the rainbows. I'm not sure if it's even gonna be the rainbows, but we need to start thinking about the upcoming round. So first off, what are we buying? Are we getting the spike or are we getting the mortar? And it's round 39, so this is the time in which we are gonna have to decide. Well, it's actually not now, because I'm going to finish this round and then I'm going to try and see how we want to do this, because if I spend the money now and we happen to lose with our setup, then we're not gonna be able to sell towers. So let's just wait for this round to end. Let's save all of our abilities. Actually move the Druid to first because these guys are kind of making it a little bit further. And that should be... yeah, so let me turn off All-Star for a second. As soon as this round ends, I'm going to move this guy back to strong. And then let's think about this. We have 8.3k, which is not enough to buy the entire Spike Storm ability or whatever it is. So here's what I was thinking. Let me buy this thing, the Moab Press. I'm going to keep it as... I'm just going to keep it like this. Let's get the Mortar, which is probably going to be... I want to do a top path Mortar, I guess. So let's do it like this, Shell Shock. And then what's the crosspath? I think I'm going to go for the middle one. And what am I missing? We can use the ability, one of these. So let's say we pop the Moab with the... let's just do it. So the Moab is going to pop from the Boomerang. We're going to use the Striker Jones ability. One of the ceramics is going to get destroyed by the Druid. So as soon as this thing pops, I'm going to use the ability. Let's actually use Striker Jones. Oh my god, that was so fast. What happened to it? Like I created all this elaborate plan and it just disappeared. Okay, I'm absolutely gonna take that. And let's turn back all the start on, and I think that we're fine, although we do have some Camel Balloons incoming, so I'm not gonna spend any money now. I'm actually gonna see if the sub can defend by itself, because ideally I would want... let me just have the Mortar here in the middle. I would want to just go for the village straight up. So let's see if we can defend like this. We don't have enough money for the Camel Village yet, so hopefully we can defend this with the sub, and if not, I guess I'm just gonna upgrade the sub to like 203. That's not ideal. Yeah, it's not defending. Okay, so let's just get the sub like this, get it to 203, and that should be able to defend everything, hopefully. +1 projectile. Please tell me it defends. I think it's gonna defend, actually. I think it's gonna be fine. I know it looks close, but I think it's actually gonna be fine. One more. There we go. That's very good. Okay, so now that we got this, now we can focus our attention into getting the village. So let's get the Camel Village, do it like this, and now we don't have to worry about Camel Blues anymore. So now we've kind of stabilized, I would say. Now let's just go for these upgrades that we're looking for. So this is actually a very expensive setup. The big one is 8.6, but then the biggest one is 38,000, if I remember. Yeah, there were 39,000 actually, 38.8. So that's about, in total, I would say over $50,000 to the Mortar. And then the Spike Factory is... this thing is easily over $50,000 itself, and that is not including all these support towers that we want to be buying for our towers. Okay, so got the money for the big one just on time. This is round 49. The explosion is super big, and I'm just gonna let it attack here. I think this is a good spot. It covers both of the tracks, and then it's time for the attack speed, time for the jungle jumps. I'm gonna leave it as a 220 for now, and I'm gonna give it an alchemist. This is probably gonna be something like... I don't want to spend too much money, so I'm probably gonna leave it as like a 300, maybe something like a 320 actually, just because it's getting a little bit of an extra attack speed from the village plus from Striker Jones. But I think this is gonna be fine, so let's just leave it like this. I think that we're fine for the next couple of rounds. So what's the plan and what's the order of purchase? I think that we're going for the biggest one first, just to kind of solidify the damage. Although this thing, because we went for the mill crosspath, it's not gonna do damage versus Moab class. So I feel like we're just going for these things as soon as possible. We just want to get the biggest one and then get at least the ability. Oh, actually, let me just take over. Let me just take the control over the Mortar and just make sure we get rid of these guys. And there we go, boom. And it's gonna... wait, how long does this thing last? Yeah, there we go, it ended. Okay, so we are leaking. Let me use the ability. Actually, what's happening? Why did the target there? I thought it was gonna snap back where it previously was, and it was here. What's happening? Is this gonna create a little bit of an issue? I hope not. I mean, let me micro it. Let's move it like that. Let's move it back, and that's fine. Okay, I don't know why that happened. Okay, 45 Moabs. I think I'm just gonna watch these guys. Oh, yeah, there we go. So these guys are actually making it past the Boomerang. So usually they would pop like around this area, but they are making it kind of far. So 2 triggers, that's fine. We're not worried about the ceramics. It's just the Moabs and then the BFBs in a second. So 63 is absolutely not going to be an issue. Do I have to micro this thing? I think I am going to have to move it a little bit. So let's have a target here around the Dark Monkey, and then I'm going to move it over here next to Striker Jones, and I think that should be... oh my god, am I... okay, so that was bad. So that was bad. Oh my god, this is just... I don't know how I'm losing. I think it was just bad mark. I think I should have had it probably on top of the... because I thought that... well, there's a little bit of a damage follow, but I guess I should have had it on top of the ceramic wave, and that would have been fine. I think we're fine now, so we're gonna use the Striker Jones ability. No, actually, you know what? I'm not gonna use the Striker Jones ability. I'm gonna save it because next round has a couple of 45 Moabs, and boom, there we go. That was actually super easy. So I'm gonna save the level 3 ability actually for this round, because I'm not sure how we're gonna do versus 45 Moabs. If you guys remember the 62, we kind of had a couple of them leaks. As soon as the first one pops, I'm gonna use the ability, stun those guys, and then get a couple of shots off versus these guys, and that should be, yeah, one more trigger from the boomerang, and that is this run gone. That's boom. So Striker Jones's next few levels are actually kind of important because the concussive shell now affects a larger area and longer duration. But wait, hold on, are we fine? Yeah, I think we are. And the next one is that the concussive shell's cooldown is going to get reduced to 11 seconds. So that is super fast. That's basically the point at which you can start just spamming the ability and not worry about anything. And let me just use it now just to kind of stop these Moabs, because we don't have the boomerang at the top. Maybe we should buy one more, but we are kind of nearing the biggest one price. We have 38,000, so about $900 remaining. And you know, I don't want to say I'm kind of sorry that I bought the Miller Crosspad, but you know what? So Striker Jones gives these guys the more, it gives them attack speed, right? So the problem with the bottom pad is the fact that it is missing attack speed, but it does a little bit of DPS. So I don't know, maybe I should have went for the bottom pad because we have Striker Jones. I don't know, we're just gonna keep it. So I guess the plus would for this tower would be the fact that it stunts when you get the biggest one. So because we're gonna have a lot of attack speed, these balloons are gonna get held in place for a very long time. So let's just buy it and show you guys. You guys see that? I mean, it's a very short duration, but with the attack speed, it's gonna add up. I'm actually probably even gonna buy this. Am I even buying the stronger stimulant? I'm thinking. So I think it's time for us to start thinking about the spike. So let me just have it over here. Are we going to be buffing? Probably not, honestly. Probably not. Maybe like just give it an alchemist or something like that. Is that going to be enough? I think that's going to be fine. So maybe do it like, it's going to be a bottom pad spike factory, as I think I mentioned, because the spikes are gonna get thrown onto these tracks, onto each track that has balloons on it automatically. So that's a huge plus. I think it's just, you know, one of these cases. So the way that I usually buy this thing is the top cross pad. I guess that one would be the better one. But, you know, there are these times in which you have these specific scenarios in which the other cross path is better. And I think this is just one of them straight up. And these two kind of complement each other very nicely, right? So the spike is going to be the Moab damage, and then the more is going to be the cleanup. It's just, you know, we have the theory, guys. The theory is done. We thought of it, but let's just see how we're going to do it in practice. Let me get the Spike Storm, and then it's just off to the races with the Carpet of Spikes. When are we going to get this thing? And round 80. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually not going to use the Spike Storm ability just so I can see how long this thing takes to pop the ZOMG by itself. I'm talking about the mortar. Maybe, you know what, I don't need to use Striker Jones's ability. Even though we have it, it's like habit for me to just keep changing the targeting by myself. But yeah, that actually didn't take too long, I would say. But this is just around 80 ZOMG, so I think that this is not exactly that representative. And let's see how we do versus free play finally. So let's keep using Striker Jones's ability. And then the area that this ability affects is just huge. I mean, look at that thing. That's all of those guys getting stunned. And it's got a decent amount. I don't know the exact number of the pierce, but it's a decent amount of pierce. So let's do it like this. Let's just keep stunning these guys. And then when he hits level 20, this level 10 ability has actually become, well, it's activatable now, but when you use it, it's going to give these guys, well, the more it's going to give it extra damage. So that's going to be a nice little thingy for, I guess for these harder rounds, maybe something like, I don't know what's going to be a harder round. Maybe 98 is going to be a harder round, something like that, because it's going to be, the pierce is going to get overloaded, something like that. I don't know. We're going to see how it goes. I'm actually going to do a Spike Storm now, and look at that. Oh my god, that was the most pathetic Spike Storm. I mean, it doesn't look that good because I have the FX down, because this war explosion is kind of... It takes up a huge portion of the screen, so I kind of put the FX at 70%. I should probably, you know what, I'm going to get it to 80% because it's going to make the spike projectiles a little bit bigger, and that kind of, I don't know, it makes them stronger or something like that. And let's see how we do versus this one. So $40,000, so we're doing very well. This mortar seems to have held by itself. Let me use the spike ability again. And let me just, I mean, we have it. It's 43.2. So we're gonna have the achievement, but again, the thing with the achievement is that you have to beat the map. You know, you're not just supposed to buy it. So if you guys have heard about this achievement called the Axis of Havoc, that is an achievement in which you have to buy all tier 5 snipers in a single game. But if I remember correctly, you don't have to beat the game, you just have to buy them, and that's the achievement counts as completed. This one, you have to win the game on an expert map on Chimps mode. So we're gonna have to win this thing. So let me give this thing an alchemist. Let's do it like this, and you know what, DDTs, let's do it like this, and let's get ready for the DDTs. So use the ability. I'm gonna use the active ability. The active ability isn't doing anything. Oh my god, DDTs, huge problem. Oh, Okay, so let's help out our Spike Factory. Let me get the Millipede Glue. I think that this is going to be the correct choice. I'm going to go for the bottom pad. It's going to be a 0.52 just because we kind of need to quote-unquote delete these DDTs and kind of give it a little bit of a helping hand. And let me move this thing. Let me use the level 7 ability. Oh my god, am I using this thing? Let's move it a little bit down. I mean, the Spike is being very helpful, honestly. It's just, these guys are a very nice combo. It's just that, we don't have the money. Okay, is this gonna be a problem? So I'm gonna save the ability, give it the AMD, and now use it. And now because it has the AMD, it's gonna, yeah, it works like that, doesn't it? Yeah, because it has the AMD, it's gonna be able to pop the DDs, but we cannot rely on that thing. So let me get the Glue Strike now. This is going to be, I'm gonna be using the Glue Strike and the Glue Storm each time there are DDs on the screen. But the problem is that I'm probably not going, yeah, that's a huge problem actually. Okay, so the Glue Storm is not gonna be able to get purchased for round 95, and that is the round to which we need it the most. So I actually don't know what we're doing about this next one. Let me save the level, let me save the Striker Jones level 7 ability. I'm gonna keep using the Concussive Shell because it's on such a short cooldown, we don't even care. So let's use it like this. Just keep moving this thing up. And yeah, we do not have enough money. Oh my god, so this might actually be a little bit of an issue for round 95 in these DDTs and how it goes with the ability. Because the mortar is not exactly good versus DDT. So let's see, let's watch. Let me use the ability, which is not doing anything. Striker Jones level 7 ability. Let me do this thing now, and then hopefully we get the... I'm going to need a passive one right now. Thank you. Very good. Striker Jones does not have any camo detection. And, oh yeah, we're not defending this. It's actually... I mean, it's kind of close. We only had, like, I would say 7 or 8 DDTs left. But we need to think of a new strategy for this round. Okay, so something that delets, quote-unquote, delets as well is this thing. It's the ice. So I was thinking... Are we going for the middle or the bottom crosspad? The bottom crosspad is range, the middle is attack speed. I think I'm just gonna go for the attack speed plus deep freeze. I think deep freeze gives it a little bit of extra pierce, and let's try it like this. So let's wait until this thing has AMD on it. We can do some AMD stacking, by the way. That is one of the solutions as well. Let's leave the mortar attacking there, and then the second it has, well, it has AMD now. Oh my god, I used it in the wrong time. I should not have done that. So let's use the Striker Jones level 7 ability. I'm gonna be very patient with this thing. Now, actually, I just have to do it right now. As well, like that. The ice is hopefully deleting some of these guys. Quote unquote deleting. I mean, this is, oh my god, it's so close. No! Oh my god, the mortar. It ended. The ability ended and it moved back to its original spot. That is so, oh my god, that's so unfortunate. Okay, round 3. I am watching this thing. It has the AMD, so I'm going to use the ability now, which is going to allow it to pop all these guys. And this is already looking a lot better. I also got some AMD Alchemist next to it. And when things start getting dicey, so I'm going to use the Striker Jones level 7 ability now just to kind of get the mortar in my hand. And do we need to use the Glue Strike? I'm going to use it. There's not that many DDs left, but I'm going to use it. And there we go. Okay, so that is amazing. Wow, so not getting, look at this thing. So not getting the top crosspath actually makes things a little bit more annoying versus DDTs because you don't have the white hot spikes, but I guess we kind of, we beat it. So I guess the next problem with the DDTs is going to be around 99, and by that time we should be able to, yeah, we're definitely going to have enough money for the Glue Storm. It's just that, are we going to spend the money for something else? So let's just save money and see how we do on these rounds. I think we're going to be fine, actually. Let me just micro this thing. I'm gonna use the level 7 ability because next round is 97, and that is just UMG, so we're not worried about those guys. So let's kind of try and pop these guys slowly, stun them, and yeah, there we go. So 97. Let me move this thing. Let me move the target over here. I think it's just the spike is going to be able to solo this. Yeah, it's absolutely. It's not soloing it, but it's soloing the Moab class balloons just because it does a lot of damage to them. And then as soon as this thing ends, so the first thing that we need to do in round 98 is just to buy the Glue Storm as soon as possible. Maybe we're gonna get one use of the Glue Storm onto round 98 as well. Okay, so I'm gonna go hard with these abilities. I'm gonna keep using the Concussive Shell. Let's do it like this. What level is Striker Jones? Oh, he's level 20. So maybe I can... I don't know if I should be using... I think this is actually the time where I'm supposed to be using the level 20 ability to get some extra damage. But I'm also worried about 99 because I'm a little bit traumatized from 95. So I think I'm going to save it for 99. I'm going to save the level 20 ability. So just keep doing it like this. We have the money for the Glue Storm. I'm going to buy it now. And then I'm going to use the level 7 Striker Jones ability. So let's kind of follow these guys along. Keep the stuns going. This is a round with a lot of RB on it, so we have to be very, very careful on it. I think the ability ended, by the way, the level 7. So just try and pop these guys slowly, stun them, keep everything in place, and just keep popping them one by one. Yeah, that's the way that it's going perfect for now. So let's not pop everything together. And the ZMGs have popped, so let's stun these guys. I mean, this round is kind of, it's not running away from us, but it made it to the other side. So hopefully this is enough. Yeah, I think we have this thing. Yep, there we go. That was round 98. Okay, so 99. Let's do everything correctly on this one. Let's not lose. So as soon as the deities appear, I'm going to use the Glue Storm. So using it now, I'm going to take the Mortar in my hand, which is basically, you know what I mean. I'm just going to use the level 7 Striker Jones ability, and there we go. That wasn't even close. See, that's what we should have done on 95. We just should have had the Glue Storm, and then it would have been easy. But this is around 100. Let me use the level 20. Let's use the level 20 Striker Jones ability once to just get this thing some extra damage. It's doing how much is that? It's like 100 damage a shot that it's doing. Use the Glue Storm for these DDTs, and bam, that is it. With about $12,000 that we have saved up, it seems like it's gonna be. Let me just move this thing for one last time, and there we go. So that is Josh's Constant. This is a hidden achievement, which I haven't done before, but I feel like, yeah, that was a very fun run. So we kind of quote-unquote optimized it for the modern BT6, for the BT6 that we have these days, because as I mentioned, usually what you would do on this one in the past would be just a perma spike, because the perma spike was OP, and then you would buy something like, I don't know, like a Sun Avatar, and you would alchemize that with Oben or something like that. Like those were the strategies from back in the day, but you know what? You can absolutely do it like this, and this wasn't even close. Besides the fact that 95 we kind of lost on, but we learned from 95 very quickly and we adapted, and that's it. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm not sure if this is going to be usable as a guide, but you know what, it's going to be out there, so if you guys can use this as a guide, that's good. But that's going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching it, and I will see you all in the next one.